The art of poetry displays in many forms. For the deaf, poetry speaks volumes without saying one word.
Poetry is really one of the many different avenues that deaf people use to show the world that we can do anything that hearing people can do.
Spoken poetry allows for tone and inflection to represent a mood. In sign language, the emotion is shown on the face. Body movements reflect the author's intentions.
Poetry in American Sign Language includes space. It includes hand shapes, movement, where different things are placed in the poem. And also a very important feature is facial expression. That's how emotion is conveyed.
Deaf poetry is very theatrical. To recite a poem, practice makes perfect. And to practice sign poetry, mentors help students.
They discuss it, they figure out the best way to show it in ASL.
Just like a verbal ode, sign language has different forms of poetry. ABC poems use hand gestures of a letter to tell a tale.
When you're thinking about this type of poetry, American Sign Language poetry, it really has developed and more become more popular in recent years as an art form.
Through Signing American Sign Language, 6 students compete at Iowa School for the Deaf for the Poetry Out Loud competition, a national competition.
They have only had one winner from a state competition who was deaf. This would be the second time in history of the contest.
ISD sophomore Auna Ferguson wins the local competition and will advance to the state competition in Des Moines on March 5th. Ferguson hopes to prove she is no different than any of her competitors.
Our dream, our hope is that one day people all over will look and they will recognize, and that we will earn respect and the recognition that one day people will see that it doesn't matter if we're using sign language. We are all human beings.